One of the things that we must learn to do as a people is to celebrate each other's success. We need to celebrate our wins. It doesn't matter how small one think they are. We must celebrate our wins. I've been getting a number of messages and calls, and I've seen a number of posts on social media and otherwise that the West Indies beat an understrength South African team. For one, West Indies can only play who is in front of them. The outcry if West Indies have lost this series would be so loud, but yet still we seek to criticize. We have become so pessimistic, some of us, that we cannot enjoy the victory. We should always do so. Less than 18 months ago in South Africa, West Indies beat a full strength South African team with all the players' names that you have been calling. Rabada, Nakia, Quinton de Kock, the whole lot, Clarkson Miller. Right in South Africa's backyard, we beat them. This West Indies team, T20 international cricket team, is presently ranked third by the ICC and may even go up further. This is a very, very competitive team. And we have shown earlier this year in Australia, we scored over 200 runs in 3 consecutive T20 international matches. We also beat Australia in a T20 match. We should encourage this team and applaud them, and we should never seek to take anything away from their win. We as a people must celebrate our wins, as I said. We must celebrate our small victories. We don't know what tomorrow holds, whether in life, in general, or in sport. The next match West Indies played, the next series they played, they may well lose. And when they do, we cannot celebrate. So now that they have won, please let us celebrate as much as possible. And don't let anyone stop you from celebrating. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Caribbean #1 cricket channel as we review the players' rating for the third and final T20 match. It was an easy victory for the West Indies. Ruston Chase having replaced Ravman Paul for captain for this match. This match, he won the toss and asked South Africa to bat. They made 108 of their 13 overs in a match that was reduced by rain at the start. There was a delayed start. And after 4.3 overs, the players had to leave the field again. When they returned, only 26 overs were possible. So it became a 13 overs a side team. South Africa, 108 for 4. Stubbs made 40. Rickelton made 27 and Markram made 20. Romario Shepherd was the pick of the West Indies bowlers, taking 2 for 24. When the West Indies batted, they lost Alec Athanaze off the fourth delivery of the West Indies innings. I got a feeling that Nicholas Pooran had said to Alec Athanaze, hurry up, hurry up. Because the very first ball that he faced off Fontaine, he chipped down the wicket and hit it deep over backward square leg for a 6. In the next over from Mafaka, he hit 2 more 6s. And then in the over that he got out of Bartman, he hit another 6 and 2-4. And in 13 deliveries, Nicholas Pooran had scored 35, 4 6s and 2-4, and he was back in the pavilion. However, he had set West Indies on a course for victory. Shimron Hetmyer joined Shai. I must mention, though, that while Pooran was playing all those shots, Shai was matching him shot for shot. In 1 over, Shai hit Kruger for 3 6s. It was masterful display. I'll remember long the one that he clipped out of his pad over mid-wicket for 6. It was a brilliant shot. He ended up making 42 from 24 deliveries. In his knock, that is Shai Hope, he hit 1-4 and 4 sixes. Shimron Hetmyer took a while to get going. It was not until his 7th delivery that he played his favorite shot looking to hit one to mid-wicket. It peeled off the outside edge of the bat, beat the keeper to his left and shot third man to his right and went for 4. 2 overs later, he was in fine form as he hit 4 consecutive 4s off Mafaka over. He ended on 31 from 17 deliveries as West Indies cruised to victory with over 3 overs to spare, getting to 116 for 2 as the South African total was adjusted by Duckworth Lewis after rain fell midway through their innings. So West Indies have won this series 3-0. In May, we have beat South Africa 3-0 at Savannah Park. Earlier last year, we beat them 2-1 in South Africa. Therefore, West Indies have won their last 3 consecutive series against South Africa. Congratulations to the guys. Well done. We appreciate it. And as Athena said, we are going to marinate this victory. Now to the player ratings. Today, we start with the bowlers. First, Akeal Hussain. Once again, West Indies' highest ranked bowler. He took 1 for 11 from his 3 overs. He was magnificent once again. For although Matthew Ford went for some runs in his opening spell, Hussain kept it tight at one end. Before I go any further, though, with the player ratings, I just want to react to your comments to see the comments. So, Gerard or Grayland, just let me get my glasses here. 1 minute, please. Tony said, Tony's saying that we need to combine the T20 players and the test team to have one team. We do not have enough players to have T20 and a test team. This is our downfall. Thank you very much for your opinion, Tony. And Tony is saying that I always said Hope needs to be in all format of the team. But why, on that one, I want to ask you, why would you say that though? I cannot react to that unless you give me some more information, because what you are doing there now is giving me a name and I analyze performance. So give me the analysis of his performance to tell me why you think that he should be in the test team. Give me the numbers surrounding him. Steve Russell is saying, yes, we need some of these T20s players playing test cricket. Thank you. Okay, Steve Russell. Gray Dan Nesfield, how are you, man? Good morning and welcome to the show. England and South Africa did not beat West Indies in the recent test series. Our selectors did. Well, Grayland, we appreciate your comment. Thank you for expressing yourself. But I must say, that's a very deep comment. It is deeper than me. But thank you nonetheless. We respect it and we welcome it. And we look forward to having more comments from you. Will Simmons, good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much. WI Sport Cricket, let them know. Thank you very much. Yes, we definitely need to support our win. Question for you, said Derek Paul. Welcome, Derek Paul. The CPL way it is constructed is benefiting West Indies cricket. Our young players not getting enough opportunity, in my opinion. I don't know if you agree with me. All right, Derek Paul, let me say this. The CPL is a business. It's an absolute business. And the owners of the CPL own the CPL in their private capacity. They are going to pick the team that they think are in their best interest of winning the tournament. Remember, that international sport is a ruthless thing. There's no championship team in international sport. There is no big, great team in international sport. Australia, India, When you look at Manchester City in the English Premier League, Real Madrid, all of these international sports, the administration is ruthless. They are concentrating on one thing only: winning. Not winning at all costs, but winning. Because winning is the only thing. So while probably you may want to see some other youngsters from the Caribbean playing in the CPL, you have to appreciate that the owners, their only objective is to win the tournament. However, as a stipulation, there are two under 23 players that have to be included in each squad, and they have to play X number of games in each tournament. However, the objective of the owners is winning. There's a local T20 competition for development coming. Yes, we spoke about that earlier this week. I think it should come in May. Thank you very much, Dubai Sport. Yes, that's the point I was making, that it's a private entity. Wilson Mans is saying we can want certain players to play tests, but they must first want to play tests. Very good point, Wilson Mans. We cannot force anyone. Earlier this morning, I was making the point to Dwight Chateau, and I want to apologize for being late, because Dwight Chateau is the reason why I was late. He was the reason, and let me apologize for being late. But the reason was Dwight Chateau. You would have seen him on the show on a number of times. And as soon as the connectivity worked out to what it was before, he will be back on the show. But he was the reason why I was late this morning. But I was making the point to Dwight Chateau this morning that there are a number of strategies Cricket West Indies and the regional boards need to put in place to improve the cricket. I have no doubt about that. There's no one way to fix it. No one way. But one thing I'm certain of, and it is fundamental to our success, and I put it in quotation mark as I said it to Dwight Chateau: the cow has to drink the water. I'm not calling these players cows. I'm just putting it in quotation mark. You would have known the phrase that you can take the cow to the river, but you cannot let him drink the water. So I put it in quotation mark. So no matter what the strategy is that the regional board and Cricket West Indies put in place, the players have to take some personal responsibility to really want to improve themselves and build their capacity. So I agree with you, what Wilson Mans. Mr. Casanova said that after such an embarrassing test against them, I need this whitewash to clear me up again. Thank you, Mr. Casanova. We should have a 25 under T20 domestic league next year. And there's someone else expressing another opinion. As I said, there's no one simple fix. But what I know, fundamentally, the players have to take responsibility. Now, let's go to the player ratings. And you know the drill. The first is Akil Hussain. So please put your numbers in the chat. How many would you give Akil Hussain? 1 for 11 from 3 overs in a 13-over side match. Albeit, he bowled 2.3 of those overs in his opening spell before the rain came. I am giving Akil Hussain, how many should I give? I am thinking 7 or 8. I will set 3 overs for 11 runs. I'll give him a 7. 7. So let me give Akil Hussain a 7. Wilson Mans is saying a 9. Okay, Wilson Mans is saying a 9 for Akil Hussain. Well, Mr. Casanova, that's for another time. You're probably late with that comment. So we have started the player ratings, and we'll only take comments based on your reason for give the person a 9. So Mr. Casanova is saying Akil 9 for sure. He becomes the stronger. Akil 9 for sure because he's stronger them. So Akil get 9. So we'll move on to the other player now. So we are finished with Akil Hussain. Matthew Ford, 3 overs, 1 for 28. His last over went for 16. His first 2 overs, none for 12, and his last over, 1 for 16. And he also take a diving catch. Well, 3 overs, conceding 28 runs in a 13-over match. That's 9.33 runs per over. I considered in a 10-over match, if you go for less than 10, that's about par. If you go for less than 10 in a 10-over match. So if he goes for 9.33 in a 13-over match, albeit that he bowled 2 overs when we thought it was a 20-overs match. He also took a diving catch. I am going to give him a 6, but it is a soft 6. It is not a strong 6, but I'm giving Matthew Ford a soft 6. Let me see your comments for Matthew Ford. So Wilson is saying Ford 5. 5 for Ford. Michael Douglas is saying that 6 for Ford. And Venetia Celestine, welcome. I got it. That's a female. Taking into consideration the context of the game, she's giving him an 8, and Mr. Casanova is giving Matthew Ford a 7. Not bad. Thank you for reaction, and please, I'm asking you, please let's participate in this players rating. I wish to have some more feedback on the players rating. So let's now move to Ruston Chase. Ruston Chase was the only bowler that bowler made over on the day. His second over went for 11 runs. The ball that went for 11, Gudakesh Moti dropped a sitter. He should have really taken that catch on the long on boundary, and it went for 6. That ball went for 6. So definitely it would have gotten a wicket. And if memory serves me right, the next delivery went for 4. And we tend to see these things happening after a chance went down. The bowler then go for 4 the next delivery. So for me, 2 overs, none for 11 in a 13 overs game. And he bowled these 2 overs when the South African knew that it was a 13 overs game. So I'm going to give Chase a 7. I think that he deserved a 7 for his bowling. He did not bat, so we cannot say anything about his batting. So I see no ratings for Ruston Chase. Therefore, there's one coming up here. Wilson Mans is saying Chase a 7. Okay, it's the same thing I gave him. Casey Charles is saying Chase a 8. Michael Douglas is saying that Chase 7.5. Akil and Moti drop a catch off his bowling. Well, I remember the Gudakesh Moti one, but so all right. So thank you for bringing that up to my attention. I never remember the Akil one. And Mr. Casanova is saying Chase a 7. Urban Thomas is saying 7 for Chase. Thank you very much. We'll move on to the next bowler as we are doing it as they bowled in the match. Gudakesh Moti, none for 23 from 2 overs. That's 11.5 runs per over. He also dropped a sitter on the boundary. I cannot give Gudakesh Moti. The team win, and when the team win, you don't want to really give someone 0. But the team won, and nonetheless, he would have contributed to the team victory. So I'm going to give Gudakesh Moti. I'm going to give Gudakesh Moti a 2. Yes, I think that when all is said and done, the team won. His 2 overs went at 11.5 overs when the South African were piling it on. It's above par. The 11.5 runs per over is above par, but it is not ridiculously high. So I will give him a 2. I will definitely give Gudakesh Moti a 2. I'm comfortable with giving Gudakesh Moti a 2. Let's hear what you are saying. Wilson Mans think it is a 3 for Gudakesh Moti. And Casey Charles is thinking that it's a 2.5 for Gudakesh Moti. Mr. Casanova is thinking that it is a 3. Randy Williams is saying 3 for Moti. 3 for Moti. A catch was also dropped off his bowling. So Wilson Mans is saying that a catch was dropped off Moti bowling. And thank you for that, Randy Williams. And Michael Douglas is also confirming that, yes, 3 for Moti. McCoy also dropped a catch off his bowling. I remember, what was McCoy doing? If the catch that Moti dropped was a dolly, what do you call the one that McCoy dropped? It was an absolute sitter plus a dolly in one. So it was a dolly sit. You know, he got himself in so much tangle, in such a poor position. Derek Paul is saying 2 for Gudakesh Moti. Now, the next bowler that the West Indies used was Romario Shepherd. And what a season Romario Shepherd is having. 2 for 14 from his 2 overs. He came in when Markram was on the go. Clearly, Markram had scored 20 from 12 deliveries and was looking to take West Indies looking to bat West Indies out of the match. He was playing some lovely shots. And somehow, Romario Shepherd got his wicket as he bowled one short back of the length. And it appears to me that Markram was beaten for pace as it went through off the top edge through to Nicholas Pooran, who took the catch, and so Markram went. And he also got the wicket of Rickelton, although Rickelton only scored 27 from 24 deliveries. It was important then that we got the wicket of Rickelton because he was a set batsman. And so it was 2 good wickets by Romario Shepherd, and he only conceded 14 runs, pardon me. So for me, I'm giving Shepherd an 8. Definitely an 8 for Romario Shepherd. And so I don't see any ratings here. Oh, Wilson Mans is saying 9.5 for Romario Shepherd. 9.5. And Casey Charles believed that Shepherd performance merited a 5. I don't see what Michael Douglas is giving him. Probably Michael Douglas does not have a rating for Romario Shepherd. So if there's no further ratings for Romario Shepherd, let's now go to the rating of Obed McCoy. What a day Obed McCoy has. Drafted into the team as a part of the rotation policy. And I know the World Cup gone over a month ago. But that last over that we really expect Obed McCoy to come and win the match against South Africa, it was more of the same. And I recall, and even I have said it, that the miss that Nicholas Pooran made of Ruston Chase that went for 4, even if Obed McCoy had 10 to defend in that over, he probably would not have defended it. Yesterday was more of the same. He not only dropped a catch, but his 1 over went for 17 runs. Very disappointing from Obed McCoy yesterday. As I said, the team won, so I cannot give him a 0. So the next best thing that I can do for Obed McCoy is to give him a 1. So for me, Obed McCoy get a 1. So Randy Williams is saying 1 for Obed McCoy. I saw some more ratings coming in for Shepherd. I don't know if the timer is on, and probably Persis. Michael Douglas is giving him a 9. Derek Paul is giving him a 9. That's Shepherd. Randy Williams is giving him a 8. This is the only time I'm going to do this. But afterward, okay, so Randy Williams give him a 8. Now, Randy Williams is giving McCoy a 1. Wilson Mans is giving him a 1. I also gave him a 1. Bad bowling and terrible job chance. I have the feeling that in this community, we are really rating the performances by and large. And I appreciate that. I think we are good at rating the performances and not rating a name. And for more or less, most of the times, the scores are usually, the rating are usually in the same ballpark. Michael Douglas gave him a 1. Mr. Casanova gave him 0.5. Casey Charles said, McCoy 1, needs to play more cricket, 50 overs 2. Etty also. Thank you very much, Casey Charles. And Derek Paul is saying 1 for McCoy. So the general feeling is that he got 1. Mr. Casanova gave him 0.5, but that is in the general ballpark. You know, when West Indies win a match, you cannot give the person 0 because they would have contributed somehow. They would have even probably stopped a ball from going to 4 for 4, because remember that you can stop a ball and the batsman don't get any. But if that ball had passed you, it would have gone for 4. So West Indies win, so I'm giving McCoy a 1, and most of us generally believe that he should get a 1. Now to the batsmen. And why I did the bowlers first is because West Indies bowl first. Alec Athanaze, well, you know, he never did his job today, so there can be no doubt. I think in the first match there was a debate that whether he did his job or not. But that debate is, while that debate may continue to rage, there's no doubt that he never did his job. And you know, I don't know, and you know, I'm not bashing the young man here. I'm bashing the comment. I don't remember who made the comment. I think more than one person. I don't remember any one of the person that, and I'm reacting now to that comment. Job, when somebody does their job, they get paid. So if in the first match Alec Athanaze did his job, in this match he clearly never did his job. Should he still get paid? You know, and I'm just putting this out there for the persons who are saying that he did his job in the first innings. Not bashing the young man. Of course he should get paid, but you know, we have to be careful about how we talk that people do their job. So for me, Alec Athanaze, the team won. Give him a 1. 1 for Alec Athanaze. I cannot give him more than that. Let me see your comment here now. So Randy Williams said that 1 for Alec Athanaze, though he was good in the field. So I said, though he was good in the field, 1 for him. Wilson Mans is giving him a 2. I wish I would have a comment from Alec is saying, Michael Douglas is saying 2. I gave him an extra 1 for some good stop in the field. Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. And you would have justified the reason why you gave him an extra 1. So thank you. I appreciate that. I have no issues with that. Casey Charles is giving Alec Athanaze a 1. What can we say about Shai Hope? Shai Hope, 42 from 24 deliveries. What a blistering innings he and Nicholas Pooran played. There were few spectators at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, but those who witnessed that 18 deliveries are so about 22 deliveries. It's more like about 20 deliveries between Shai Hope and Nicholas Pooran. What a hiding. An absolute hiding the South Africans receive. There were shots all over the park. Both players were matching each other's. It was like a 6-hitting contest. You know, in baseball, basketball, they have this dunking contest. It was one of those situations. They were seeing who can hit the more sixes or who could hit the better sixes. 4-6 and 1-4 in his 42 of 24 deliveries. Brilliant from Shai Hope. I'll have to give Shai Hope a 8. Magnificent innings. 8 for Shai Hope for me. Randy Williams, and I love this. Randy Williams is saying strong 9 for Shai Hope. I love that. You know, so he's making you know that boy, this is almost 9.5. But I can't give him 9.5 because he never made a 50. So he said that this is a strong 9. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that, Randy Williams. Casey Charles, I'm keep on mixing up with Casey Carter. Forgive me. He says, Shea Anchor, class, sublime. Okay. But you never gave him a grade. You never gave him a mark. Wilson Mans is saying, 10. Can't ask for anything better than that. Great run rate and bat through the innings. Wilson Mans is giving a 10. So Wilson Mans, I ask the question now. If you give him 10, what are you going to give him if he makes 100? Because the most mark he can get is 10. So if he make 100 and the team win, because if you make 100 and the team lose, in my opinion, you still cannot get 10. Even if you make 100 and the team lose, you cannot make 10 unless you make the 100 off what? Is 18 deliveries? Or 18 deliveries. Unless you make the 100 off 8 or 20 deliveries. 15, 6 is 90. So it's 17 deliveries. Unless you made the 100 off 17 deliveries, I can't give you 100. So if he makes 100 and the team win, how many would you give him? Okay, so it's all right. Wayne Burrows is saying that Hope gets a 10. Christopher Bristol, my good friend, we are doing players rating now, so you can make that comment when we reach to 80. Hope 9.5, our most consistent white ball batter, said Mr. Casanova. Charlie X says, sorry I'm late. Well, I understand. I too was late. Hate for Hope. Classy. Well, yes, it was indeed classy. Randy Williams said, you get it spot on, Mr. Brown. Thank you very much, Randy Williams. Robert Anthony Ross is saying 9 for Shea Hope. So we are getting some high marks here. Christopher Bristol, Hope solid 10 because he playing for Guyana Amazon. So no, but Christopher Bristol, you're not ranking the performance. You're ranked. So Christopher Bristol, you have now fallen in the country CC club. Christopher Bristol, I know that you were a part of the Hetmyer CC club. But the Hetmyer CC, but I never know now that you are now a country CC too. Okay, all right. Thank you, my good friend, Christopher Bristol. Michael Douglas is saying 9.5 for Hope. I was more impressed in what he did when not scoring boundaries. I saw some of the best running for the year yesterday by him and Hetmyer. Thank you for pointing that out. Casey Charles is saying, lol, I am Carty fan. 9.5 for Shea. Okay, all right. So it's okay when I said Casey Carty, then Casey Charles. I got you. Will Simmons is saying, I'll give him a strong 10. This is a weak 10. Okay, I love it. I love it. Wayne Brown is saying, based on the context of the game, 10 for Shea Hope. Well done. Got you, Robert. Got you. That's a good point there. That's a good point. A very good point there. Score has to be based on the context, based on the match context. That's a very good point. So maybe I will need to reconsider my position about the century because I take that point. That's a very good point. I really take it. Hope I get for 5 disability to run between the wicket and build partnership. Hope I get for 5 disability to run between the wicket and build partnership. I don't understand. Sorry, Derek. I don't understand. Please enlighten me. Christopher Bristol is saying, I gave Hope a 10 because he's very good player, well improved player. Yes, yeah. So Casey Charles is challenging. It's not me said so. Will Simmons, Yeah, Derek Paul, is not me say so. You know, what are you on? You know, Will Simmons is asking, what are you on, Derek Paul? It's not me say so. So let's come now. Let's come now to Fabian Allen. You know, because Fabian Allen didn't bat, didn't bowl. You can understand. Chase had 7 bowlers to choose from. He used 6. It was a 13 over side match. You have to give the bowlers who you really trust in. There was no time now for trial and error. And I saw that Chase never had any confidence in McCoy, but he still gave him an over. And I think that he didn't want to take that same risk with Fabian Allen, and he want to stick to the 5 bowlers who have been bowling. So I understand why Fabian Allen never bowled, and he never batted. And so he took 2 catches though. I think one was a dolly, and then one he had to run in. But it was still fairly easy. He never have to dive or anything. He bent his knee and took the catch. And he was good in the field. So, and the West Indies won the match. And before I read the comment just now, and forgive me, the person who said you have to do it in the context of the match, I would not have given him 5 before I read that comment. But he did what he was asked to do, so you cannot give him a failing mark because he never bowled, he never batted, and he took the 2 catches, and he was good in the field. So I'm going to give him a 6, a weak 6. A weak 6, you know, just above average because he did what was expected and putting it in the context of the game, as the gentleman had said earlier. And you see that I listen to the supporters. Oh, I thought, you know, this is my, if you look, it's my ICC accreditation badge there, you know. So, you know, if you're seeing it. So I do take your advice. I never remember that it was there when I touched it just now, you know. So let's hear what you have for Fabian Allen. So I don't see any score here for Fabian Allen. Charles X said, Christopher Bristol is saying, can't rate Fabian, just one game. But we're talking about this specific game, you know. So, okay. Wilson said, I'm not sure how to score Allen. He was perfect in the field. And that's why I said that in the context of the game, he did what he was asked to do, although he didn't batted or he didn't bowl. But what he was asked to do, he had done it. And so that's why I gave him a weak 6. Charlie X was saying, I was happy to see Fabian in maroon colors. Wayne God said, we can only rate Allen for fielding 10. Okay, good. All right. Michael Douglas is saying, Allen 6 took 2 catches when the ball was wet and his urgency in the field was great, cutting off some 2s. Well, thank you for that. As a grade, I give him a 7.7. It's a pass at my college. Okay, thank you. Robert Anthony Ross is saying 6. Okay. Wayne Brown is saying, I'm going to give Fabian Allen another tour. Okay. Brilliant, Wayne Brown. Brilliant. You know, brilliant. I like, you know, oh boy, this community is absolutely wonderful. And now you know that we are 16,000 strong and we still have far more persons watching than those who are not subscribed. But we are now over 16,000 strong. Thanks to you very much. Very much thanks to you. Hallin 9 for feeling. Casey Charles is saying 5. 5, you know, so we are at 5. All right, Colin, we already passed up. I know you're joining late, but we'll now go to your boy. And this is after Shimron Hetmyer, we will now go to the captain. 31 from 17 deliveries, 4-4, 1-6. After 6 deliveries, Hetmyer was on 1. Can't rotate the strike, can't get the ball off the square. He went for his favorite slug sweep, head in the air, looking to hit the ball out of mid-wicket. It peeled off the outside edge, ran away to the left of the keeper and to the right of the short third man down to the boundary for 4. In the following over, he rotate the strike nicely with Shai up and they run quickly between the wicket. But then the next over after that, as if a man possessed. And one shot in particular, where he used his feet and he came down the crease and he drove the ball sweetly out of the middle of the bat to the right of the man at mid-off. Let me have goosebumps. It was a very pleasing shot. It was a shot that, if you are a supporter of West Indies cricket, you are happy to see Hetmyer drove the ball through the offside like that. The next delivery, he cut it away down backward point, right out of the screw of the bat for 4 more. In that over, he hit 4 fours. At the end, he made 31 from 17 deliveries, 4 and 1 6. It's good to see Hetmyer return to some semblance of form. I am not ready, however, to start jumping as yet. I'm happy for the innings that he played yesterday. And as I said on commentary, let's enjoy what he's doing. Appreciate the innings that he's playing and hope that he will do many more in the future. But for now, let's just enjoy that innings from Shimron Hetmyer yesterday. For me, I give him I'll give him 31 from 17 deliveries, strike rate 185, 8. I'll give him an 8. And so Christopher Bristol is saying 7 for Hetmyer. Robert Ross is saying 7.5. And so, yes, Colin Goodridge is saying, Mr. Brown, I am at work. Please read my comments. No disrespect. Hetmyer, 9. 9 for Hetmyer, Colin. We expect that, Colin, because we know that you're a part of the player CC. So we know that. Charlie X was saying, vintage Etty. Well, we respect your score now, Colin. We respect your score. Vintage Etty almost brought years to my tears. I think you want to say tears to my eyes seeing some of those shots. I give him a 8.5. Michael Douglas is saying 88. Played 2 beautiful shots yesterday and he ran well between the wicket. He needed to bat at 4 in the CPL. His ability to rotate the strike and run in between the wicket is wasted as a finisher. And probably a lot of times, members of the player CC fraternity call for Etty to bat high up in the order. They also call for him to bat, to even open the innings. It is very important though, like how he got not out yesterday. He continues, when he bats lower down the order, to be not out. He has to know that although cricket is a team game, there are times you have to be selfish. You cannot ask for a promotion in the order if you continue to get out. So by he getting not out yesterday was good for him, was very good for him. Not only the 31 from 17 deliveries, but if he had got out again, the argument would have been, you see it, he cannot bat more than 18 deliveries. Because, to be honest, it's a long time Hetmyer hasn't bat more than 18 deliveries for the West Indies. So it's very important, and it was good for him to come not out. Very good. I appreciate your comment, Michael Douglas. Well thought out. Sherwin is saying a 9 for Hetmyer. And Wilson Mans is saying, I just want to say I was very proud of Hetmyer for taking advantage of the opportunity. Well said. Yes, he did well. Hetmyer, 7 backup boundaries. No, Mr. Casanova, no, while the first one was an edge, the 6, you could say 50-50. That shot through mid-off and the cut shot down backward point, Mr. Casanova, they were a beauty, man. They were absolute beauty, absolute gem. Jamor Small is saying 3 for Etty. Okay. Wayne Grudge is saying, as it relates to Hetmyer, remember class is permanent and form is temporary. I don't quite understand what you mean, but you said you gave him 8.5. You know, Christopher Bristol, yes, there are a lot of persons who are a member of the Players CC Club. Thank you. Frank Comine is saying, Hetmyer 7. It was an enjoyable innings. Indeed, I did enjoy the Hetmyer innings. And the first 7 balls, no doubt, was very frustrating. But then the next 10 were very, very entertaining. And it is true. And Jamor Small, this is a good point. Charlie X, I note your comment. Jamor Small is saying, Etty have to win me over by his performance. But while I understand that point, Jamor Small, we are not doing the player rating for what might happen in the future and what have happened in the past. We are doing the players rating on a specific match, one match, just the performance yesterday. So we are not analyzing the name. We are analyzing the performance. But I take your point. He's in the deficit. Just like in a relationship, if the partner is in the deficit, they have to gain back that confidence, which sometimes take very, very long. And it doesn't necessarily mean your partnership with your spouse. It can be the partnership in your workplace, the partnership between a boss and his subordinates or supervisors or so on. For most of the time when employees are fired, it's a loss of confidence in the employee by the employers. So I'm not necessarily talking about your spouse here, but when there's a loss of confidence in a relationship, it will take time before that confidence is gained. So I appreciate your point, Jamor Small, but but we are analyzing one match, one performance, right? Okay, so now the next thing we are going to do now, we are going to look at the captain. On Monday, when I was picking the 11 for the match, I have said that if I was the management, I would have rested Powell and gave Chase a chance to captain the side. That's what I thought. You're not dropping Powell. Powell is the captain of the team. I got the impression, however, that Powell was not in agreement with the decision. I got that impression. He's only a human being, and so we all have emotions and we disagree and we agree. The camera spanned to him when West Indies was certain to win the match. And he was not a happy man. You know, he never looked happy to me. If you had seen that picture, to me, he never looked happy. And I interpreted that, whether wrongly or rightly, but my interpretation of that, because perception is not always the reality. And I know that so my perceptions can be wrong. But I perceived yesterday that he wasn't quite happy with this decision for him to be rested. And I think that it was not his decision. You know, as far as Chase is concerned, I think he manages troops well. I think he should have probably bowled Shepherd a little earlier, but that is based on the fact that persons believe that the pitch was tacky and it was turning, so he wanted to get the spinners out of the way. And if that was the case then, Gudakesh Moti went for 23 runs and his second over went for 11, although there's a drop chance. So maybe that's why he didn't go to Hallin but went to Shepherd. But Shepherd having picked up 3 wickets in the previous match, 3 for 15, I think that he should have bowled Shepherd earlier. It's good for him to put Hetmyer to bat at number 4. So while it wasn't a disaster as a captain, I am going to give Ruston Chase a pass mark. I'm going to give him a 6. I don't think that it was spectacular. and I don't think that it was bad. So I'll give him a pass mark. I will give him a 6. Sherwin is saying Chase get an 8 for his captaincy. 8 for his captaincy. Sherwin believed that Powell captain was overrated. So I don't see any other mark there for the captaincy. There's also another point that I want to make about the presentation of the trophy, of the series winning trophy. I do not think that Chase should have collected that trophy. I think that Powell was the one who, because Powell is the West Indies captain, and he led the team to the series win. If the series was tied 1-1 going into this match, Powell would have played yesterday and he would have captained the team. And Chase only got the opportunity to captain the team. So I believe that Powell is the one who should have collected the trophy. I don't think Chase should have held the trophy yesterday before Powell, because he is the West Indies captain. So those are my views. Chase got a 7, and Frank is saying good captaincy. Chase was solid, 7. Yes, and Colin Goodridge is saying Rust and Chase got a 5. And Charlie X is saying, I agree. Thank you for pointing that out. Powell was the skipper to win this series. Yes, Charlie X, thank you. Yes, while I agree that the decision not to play him yesterday, it was not his decision and he wanted to have played. That is my interpretation of the situation. I was disappointed also that he didn't lift the trophy. So Mr. Casanova is saying that Chase 7.5, or Derek Paul is saying Powell, I give him a 10, good leader, and I see improvement across the board. The win-loss percentage and overall performance. Yes, and as I said it in my opening comments, that this West Indies T20 team is now ranked 3rd. We have lost only 1 series since last year. And although the most important tournament we got knocked out, it's unfortunate that we got knocked out of the tournament and losing the toss against England and South Africa in those 2 key matches. You can't blame the toss, but they go a far way to us being knocked out of the World Cup. I am convinced of that. Wilson Mans is saying, I agree with you. Powell should have collected. I did not see the presentation. Mr. Casanova gave Chase a 7.5. Robert Anthony Ross saying, agree about the trophy. Shirley Samuel saying, I agree with you. Powell should collected the trophy. Derek Paul gave Chase a 7 for his captaincy. Michael Douglas said, when since losing 1 series since 23 is overrated. Michael Douglas, you and Sherwin would have argued a lot. I don't want to use the word argue. We don't argue here. We banter and we gave different opinions. And you would have understand that, Sherwin Canberra, Sherwin is not a fan of Powell. But I'm not a fan of Powell either. But I do my best to be unbiased and rate the performance. Well, tomorrow night, Barbados Royals will take on the Trinidad and Tobago Knight Riders women tomorrow afternoon in the CPL final. I will do that watch along, and later in the night, the first match in the CPL, I'll do that watch along. Thank you all for tuning in. It was a pleasure being here with you. Have a wonderful day now. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones.